that he allegedly bought a shovel, chainsaws, cadaver bags, heavy-duty laundry bags, cleaning supplies after he allegedly killed her. Now, Burke has pleaded not guilty to charge.
And also with these things that he bought, right? The shovels, the chainsaws, the body bag, the burnt cage for burning stuff, the heavy duty laundry bags, the blue inflatable plastic pool so no splatter or anything else. He ordered these things in someone else's name, but guess what? It still went to the address that he was at. So it wasn't even well thought about. It wasn't thought about. Not saying that you should go out and go commit these things, but it's evidence within his whole way of thinking.
Including murder, continuous sexual abuse of a child under 14, unlawfully mutilating human remains. He is innocent unless proven guilty. But we got to talk about what happened today. Joining me now with all the details, we have News Nation senior national correspondent Brian Enton and LA Magazine contributor Lauren Conlon. Spent the day in that courtroom. It's great to have you both here. Lauren, I'm going to start with you. What was it like in the courtroom for the whole day, particularly, though, when those photos were shown? Because that felt like the turning point.
Right. It was incredibly difficult, and I couldn't help myself. I kept looking over at Celeste's father in particular, and, you know, it's heartbreaking. And I actually didn't expect us to see images like that in the courtroom. I really thought maybe they would skip over that just because it was the preliminary hearings. But unfortunately, that's what set the tone. We saw these photos, I want to say pretty much an hour into the hearings, and from there it just got more and more disturbing.
And David showed no emotion, Lauren? Nothing to those photos?
So that was one of the more disturbing parts about this, Jesse. I did not see him tear his eyes away from that screen. He looked at the screen like he was watching a movie. I mean, to me, I have seen defendants in the courtroom when photos are shown or allegations are made, they either shake their head no, they look away. It's hard. I mean, the guy was staring at it like it didn't bother him in the least.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to have an effect on the judge, but if this was in front of a jury, got to wonder if that's going to have an effect. Brian, I think substantively something very interesting happened today. They started not with the tow yard. They didn't start with the crime scene. They started all the way back in 2024 when David first had this interaction with police about his relationship with Celeste, right? When Riverside County got involved when she was a missing teen. And they showed body cam footage of their interaction with David. What'd you take away from that? What was that footage showing?
Yeah, they did. I mean, they showed up to his house because they were looking for Celeste, and they said that he was polite. He acknowledged that he thought she was 18, but someone else had told him that she was 13. And let's not forget, we're talking about a young girl here. It was something I kept remembering throughout the day. And as Lauren said, to see those pictures in court, Jesse, and like, you don't even really want to hear the details of it. But I mean, she was dismembered. She was in multiple bags. She had decomposed, and you had Celeste's parents sitting in the front row. Like, you know, sometimes, you know, they'll leave during those moments. They didn't leave the courtroom. And what would happen is that the prosecutor would turn around and sort of like whisper to them, like, okay, this is coming up next. We're about to put up this photo. And they would look down. But there were times they were looking. There were. And I was just thinking.
We're going to find out that David had a contract with his record label that was for $6 million per album. Every time he dropped an album, I know you guys never heard of his music, but his music was pretty popular. He was going to get $6 million per album. Just to put it in perspective, that's fucking huge. That would be probably more than 95 to 96% of all musicians currently that's on a major. I say that to say his music clearly was either highly profitable or definitely his label, which was Interscope Records. They were definitely exploiting his likeness and his music to a very high level. By the way, his monthly listeners was out the roof. Fruit Jams in the chat. What up? We're gonna find out.
They found a dryer sheet in the inflatable pool that David allegedly put Celeste in before dismembering her. We just got some brand new information on day 2 of the trial that proves even more how guilty David is. So one of the witnesses called to the stand today was a criminalist named Lauren, and she actually went to David's home to inspect the garage, and what she found was horrifying. She said she walked into the garage and found the inflatable pool, but it was actually deflated and crumpled up into a ball. So her and her team unwrapped it and did find signs of blood, but right in the middle, they found a dryer sheet, suggesting that David used the inflatable pool to unalive her and then immediately tried to wash it to cover up what he did. She also said there was stains and blood all around the garage, and there was a gym area that had floor mats, and she found cuts in the floor mats. And when they picked up the floor mats, they found so much blood underneath that you could just tell what happened there. She also said they found black trash bags inside of the garage with cleaning equipment like Clorox wipes, and they appeared to have been used. They were yellow and brownish, like he was trying to wipe the blood off of the floor and again get rid of the evidence. They also confirmed that DNA swabs were taken from inside the Tesla that matched the DNA of Celeste. They also showed pictures of the seats from inside the car, and in the third row, the seats had a lot of blood, meaning it's possible that Celeste was in those seats before being moved to the front. David's team immediately tried to discredit this, just like they did with a lot of other things, and say that these images were enhanced or photoshopped to show a lot